My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Slay the Spire. We are going to be playing the... What are we going to be doing? Because we are now free of everything. We have completed all achievements. We have completed every single level with every single character on this save file and the last. So I think we'll just have a check to see if the daily climb is the right character. It is not, because I'm almost certain it's time for a level 20 ironclad run. Turn the Twitch chat pick off. Choose a rare card to obtain for 18 damage. I'm pretty happy with. I do like bludgeon in the early game, but it does not doesn't scale well into the late game. It's the big problem it has. Okay, so maximum elite path is 2, minimal elite path is 1. Maximum upgrades is 4 though this floor. That's a pretty good path. Hell, I could even get 3 of those and still get 2 elites. That's really good. As well as a couple question marks. I probably don't want to go to that super early shop. If I take bludgeon. Otherwise, I go to the super early shop and I look for spot weakness or inflame to pair with Reaper. I'm gonna take bludgeon and I'm gonna try and transition out of bludgeon really early. Like, sure, I'll have a bludgeon in the deck, but I'm not really using it. That kind of thing. That is by the second floor. Unless I end up with a Snecko Eye, in which case I'll roll with it. Perfected Strike this early? It's hard to turn down, even though I have a bludgeon in the deck. Well, best I can do here is just remove 8 damage from the field in a single attack. Dual wield second wind burning pack. None of these work with this at all. Yes, I don't like dual wield in builds that are like strike builds. I actually don't even like it in this build. So even though it does increase the damage of your perfected strikes when you include the more strikes in your deck, you're paying 1 to include more strikes in your deck rather than just playing another attack that does more damage than the dual wield. So what? How many times are you planning to cycle through your deck using this dual wield? Twin Strike is just a good card as well, so we'll take that. Well, now that I've got a perfected strike thing that I'm looking for, maybe I want to go to the shop, buy a strike. Oh, there's a dual wield. There's an inflame here that's still actually appealing. Inflame and uppercut is still actually appealing. Just good cards. Especially considering... Oh my god, really? Ugh. So I have to take 12 damage this turn because the backliner is... Yep. If I focused on the backliner there, then the frontliner was going to be attacking next turn. Ah, damn it. Ancient Potion as well as Wild Strike? Sure. Take that literally just for the strike synergy. First upgrade has to be bludgeon 100% of the time. And then the 2 cards that upgrade the duration of... I should probably use Dex Potion in this combat. The 2 cards that upgrade the duration of vulnerability on a target. Those both need to be upgraded as well. Having only 1 enemy on the field is damned important here. Put a wound into the draw pile for the extra damage. That almost mattered for us as well. 1 point off of mattering. Alright. So we're probably going to have to use one of these rests as a rest, which is extremely disheartening. At least defend me next turn, or give me the bludgeon. So we defended. Ish. Oh, give me a really good relic after this, please. It is Juicy Bracelet, normal enemy encounters and no longer encountered question mark rooms. I mean, this early, that is a great pickup. I can't risk it. That will probably just kill me. Tiny chest upon pickup, 30 gold. You're 10% more likely to find treasure in question mark rooms. Fine. If we could have applied vulnerability on turn 1 and then bludgeoned on turn 2, that would have been probably the best outcome for us. I'm going to use this ancient potion so the enemy doesn't make us vulnerable this turn, so that the next hit isn't, you know, as close to guaranteed lethal as we could expect. Mummified Hand, whenever you play a power card, a random card in your hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn, as well as other stuff that I don't really want at this point in time. That said, the Uppercut and Bash both need their upgrades really soon. I have to anger them and go for the regen during the combat. I can heal 6 HP at the end of this fight as well. So far I've taken not that much damage. Yeah, I've taken 5 damage so far and kill. Neat. On Mushroom, when vulnerable, take 25% more damage rather than 50%, and then another Inflame or another Twin Strike. So the Twin Strike is obviously good just for hitting twice and working with Inflame, but Inflame is obviously good just by itself, as well as the Mummified Hand with the amount of strikes that we're going to put in the deck, so... Upgrade 2 cards and lose 23 HP. If I do this, then I am going to be resting in the next phase. I was actually kind of hoping that 2 defensive cards would have been hit there. That said, upgraded uppercut getting the opening is there. Really good. Giant bludgeon. I was most worried about the opening. Alright, I'm not going to play the Twin Strike for 0 there, but I felt it was important to apply the vulnerability just in case the Guardian... or rather, just in case we drew Bludgeon the turn after. Yeah, we're not going to be able to kill here. We're dead. There's nothing we can do. If I had it defended, I would have died there as well. So turning down the upgrade of 2 cards would have helped. But I think because we hadn't drafted any defensive cards up until that point, it's not like we were offered a bunch of them. The most defensive cards we were offered were Feel No Pains. And we didn't really have an abundance of Exhaust alongside those. So without much defense, we just got to that final boss and we were like, okay, I didn't have enough HP because I decided early on to go for 2 elites. 100 golds? It's pretty good for us early on. All right, so let's highlight these elites. There's a 3 elite path, but that path is largely garbage. There's 3 rests, as well as an early shop to try and buy something to try and help me against this elite. I think we do that. I think that might be the best play we can make here. Defend, double attack, triple strike, bash strike. Ooh, triple strike, neat. Save myself some HP there, and... none of those are really good enough to pick up individually right there. Well, none of these that great either. Anger is the closest thing I'm considering, literally just so that I can push through elites a little bit better. Upgrade card. Yep, get that bash upgraded. As long as it's not the Sentinels, we're way better against them now. Remove a card, remove a strike. Sure. Hopefully the deck gets full of angers really early. I can deal 19 damage with a single target. Yeah, I can't even kill a single target here, so it's double defend. Start getting ready to take out 1. Definitely chose the wrong target, unfortunately, because I could have defended against that incoming damage. At the very least, we have lethal thereafter. A ghostly armor just for a defensive card. Oh, God. Well, at least we get to full defend there. At least with that on our side. Oh, yes. Get those anchors out really early. And another full defense. Ooh. A kill on the frontliner. And any defense this turn. This is actually now a really good fight. We're very poorly prepared for it, but our draws have been goddamn incredible. See? 4 angers left in there. So that's 24 damage. 24 damage. Can take you down to 15. Then 15 is just 3 angers. Yeah, we'll do that. Just because they're attacking next turn, and as long as I draw a single attack, that was going to be a negation of this turn. Unfortunately, didn't draw that. And now that we've taken the damage of the last 2 turns, the last 2 unblocked turns in particular, now it's much more like how I was expecting this fight to go. Oh, God. 3 days every single time is so harsh. Gosh, seeing both of my defense go past on the turn that I'm not being attacked. Oh, heartbreaking. Fossilized Helix. Prevent the first time you would lose HP each combat. That is definitely going to save us more money, more over the course of the run than we cost ourselves there. And we'll definitely take the feed as well for some max HP. I love positions like this. The enemy is attacking me, but I know that I have the Fossilized Helix, so I can just wait and push for lethal instead. Neat. Uppercut, also really good, especially considering I now get to immediately upgrade Uppercut. Ooh, yes. Matryoshka, the next to Noble chest you want to contain 2 relics. Let's also go Anger, because that is currently our win condition. Slime Boss, it's going to be an interesting fight. Peace Pipe. Interesting. Having a lot of draw from something like Impatience and just removing expensive cards from my deck is not that bad. We just have like a lot of angers going through our deck at that point. But the problem then becomes like, if I have Bash and Uppercut in the same hand, Impatience is garbage. Obviously, Apotheosis is, tragic that I can't take it here. Whirlwind is pretty good for the next floor. Gives us some AoE. We don't have that yet. Yeah, I think we should just take that. All right. I mean, we've got reasonable defense after all of this. The Fossilized Helix is going to function to prevent the damage on the first time the enemy tries to thump me down. Really good against the Slime Boss in particular. So I'll be slow playing this a little bit. Uppercut and Bash in the same hand. Rough. $38 damage, completely negated there. Oh, what a lovely time. Like, I can split the enemy this turn, but... Oh, God. I can't believe the vulnerability is wearing off directly before I draw Whirlwind. Ugh. That's so annoying. And now the Whirlwind has gone by as well, so I don't have it for the next entire shuffle. Oh, God. Fine, I'll drink the Dex potion. Whirlwinds? No? No Whirlwind for me? We were just extremely dead as soon as the whirlwind was as low as it was. Ah! Damn it. All right, 15 minutes in. Are we going to leave the first floor at all? I suspect not at this rate. Another try, of course. 18 for a random rare. I do like that. Prayer wheel. Normal enemies drop an additional card reward. Getting this really early means that you desperately want strikes. Because what rewards you for having more card selections more than a perfected strike build that rewards you for having as many as you can fit in? Oh, and also Mind Blast builds, I guess. I can prevent 10 damage with 2 defense here. Yay. Only versus the 8 that I can defend by killing a target. That is to make the comparison there. Perfected Strike immediately offered in my... I need all of the Perfected Strikes, which means I need as many normal combats as possible. This could be absolutely incredible. I know that I have a Perfected Strike in my next hand, so I set up the vulnerability. Maybe we want Iron Wave. Let's consider it. Ooh, Shrug It Off, definitely. I'm considering Iron Wave because I want defense. No, Shrug It Off for that. Eh. 6 damage, and then we immediately heal that 6 damage back up. I'm fine with it. Wild Strike. Perfected Strike. Oh my god. I mean, 3 Perfected Strikes in the deck. We now have to take every single strike we see until the end of time. Not like that was too much in doubt before, but my god. Another Perfected Strike. Against the Shrug It Off, though. I don't need gold. I literally just need to live through enough combats to get every Perfected Strike. I'm not losing my HP here. It's one of the only times you'll see me take that option in that direction. I also need all of these Perfected Strikes upgraded. So each of them does 2 additional damage for every card in our deck containing Strike. There are currently 10 of those, 5 basics and then 5 commons. So that's 20, 26 for the normal ones. And that means this gets 30. So 36. It's a 10 damage upgrade right now. It's too important. We have to do that every single available option. Okay. Not ditching a potion for no value. Not my kind of style. I'm amazed that we haven't been consistently drawing too many Perfected Strikes per hand. I am absolutely amazed by that. I was really hoping that was going to draw a defend. Sorry, a dazed, rather. It did draw a defend. I got what I wanted. Yeah, it cost myself 5 HP unwittingly there. I thought it was more likely that it was going to draw a dazed than it was going to draw a defend, which was true at the time, and still was, I guess. But it mattered more if I lost to defend than if I lost to dazed. All these smooth stones started to combat with 1 dex, as well as like... I mean, the bash needs to be upgraded for the extra vulnerability as well. Lantern started to combat with additional energy. We can now play 2 of them in the first turn. What is this? I know I'm removing basic defense, but it kind of is right at the moment. Bash is upgraded. Oh, okay. It's unfortunate. Just because it means I can't wake up the enemy with perfected strikes. Okay, let's look at this skill potion here for defense. That's not gonna cut it, unfortunately. Perfected strike draw here is the kill, though. Singing Ball, when any cards you have deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead. What a hardcore synergy with the previous option, and my god, double tap. Really? Shrug it off. Yes, we need the defense. Shrug it off versus Twin Strike. I think we always have to take the strike. We just want as many normal combats as possible. This deck is... My god, this deck. What incredible luck. That's... Yeah, max HP on both of those pretty happily as well. And another upgrade on... Just another Perfected Strike. If the enemies are not vulnerable by the time I have to launch out some Perfected Strikes here, yeah, I'll make them vulnerable myself. I mean, it doesn't matter if I can't live long against the Hexaghost, if the Hexaghost can't live long against me either. Alright. Fiendfire, Dark Embrace, Impervious. Impervious is probably the most interesting one here, literally just being a giant block card that I play while I'm stalling in between turns. These are all unfortunate. So I desperately wanted an Energy Relic here. Unfortunately, obviously, we didn't get that. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 3 HP whenever you enter a rest site. We are incentivized to make the deck as thick as possible, putting in a bunch of attacks. So, sure, we'll take the Eternal Fellow. That's going to heal us when we go to rest sites, so that when we're at rest sites, we can upgrade our cards instead. Gotta remember, we do want as many normal combats as possible, because those normal combats are actually what give us 2 card selections afterwards. $21 damage on turn 1. Beautiful. Well done. Strike, yep. Even though the Wild Strikes are the worst of them, in my opinion, I will be taking the Wild Strikes. Shrug it off in case we get... Yeah, I don't want to put a wound in my draw pile. I already have enough negated draw from the Chosen, but I wanted to draw just in case I drew into Vulnerability. I do need some really cheap Vulnerability in this deck somewhere. Ancient Potion, as well as... Ooh, pre-upgraded Anger. Offering? Ooh, Offering is a little expensive, but Offering also ends fights for us, so it saves us a lot of HP as well. Unfortunately, I can no longer kill the backliner. I'll be made frail here and I'll take 8 damage. Rough. Pretty sure if I play this correctly, I will take no damage for the rest of this combat. Oh, really? Double tap with nothing. We have so many Perfected Strikes in this deck. That double tap is so incredible if you just let it. Ow. 4 more damage for me. Beautiful. Another Wild Strike. I want this path because there's a bunch of rests along it. Gets us those midline upgrades I keep talking about. Alright, randomize my costs. Snecko my deco, because on average, it is pretty damn good for me. Let's have a look at this Perfected Strike. Just straight up slice through the enemy. Neat. Shrug it off probably again here. Uppercut is interesting as another source of vulnerability and a little bit of source of weakness. I'm glad we're taking all of these Shrug-it-offs, because otherwise, God, this deck would be so lacking in defense. Drop an Ancient Artifact here. It's not important against many elites this floor. It's not really important against the champ either. Ooh, Chemical Eggs. The effects of your X-Cost cards are increased by 2, but also Bag of Marbles at the start of combat Apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. If I took the Whirlwind in the previous place, Chemical X is probably the better idea, but Bag of Marbles is so goddamn incredible for us right now. It is ridiculous. Our opening turn now just hits against vulnerability. Always. I'm also going to bash here rather than anything else, just so that next turn we have a shot at lethal. Yeah. Okay, so 18, 18, 24, 32, not enough. So, that's fine. We didn't kill this turn, but we still did pretty well. That's murder. Red Skull, while your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. That's actually really good for us. Pommel Strike, obviously. Rest up a bunch by going here. Double tap will be way more powerful when I have more energy. So, kind of have to wait on that. Yeah, I'm going to weaken the frontliner target to reduce their incoming damage, but also because I suspect that double tapping my Wild Strike is still going to result in the same way of me killing the Slaver, which is this. I feel like it was always going to be that. Cool. Perfected Strike. Vajra studies combat with 1 strength. Yes, please. Take my little bit of max HP there. Strawberry. Take my little bit of max HP there as well. Yeah, we're definitely fighting here. Because we can kill 2 of them on turn 1. So, yeah, pretty good. I am so glad we can reliably do that as well. Oh my gosh. And finish you off at the very end. Thank you. Red Mask at the start of each combat. Apply 1 weak to all enemies. And Block Potion is actually really good. Probably better than a Regen Potion for us right now because we can use it preemptively. I mean, killing the Guardian Sentinel, what's it called again? Killing whatever that enemy is called again on turn 1 is ridiculous. Wild Strike. We can't take the True Grit because it'll mostly burn strikes for us right now. I'm going to try and take this to the heart, so I've decided to go for the extra elite this floor. Don't tell anyone that's what I'm planning. I want it to be a surprise. Please don't, like, uber punish me for leaving this minion on board. Please. I would have taken 3 damage that turn if I let the minions stay up versus taking 6 damage for playing Offering. So it was entirely unnecessary. No. Yes. Swift Potion shouldn't be necessary. I mean, this is actually an example of I just straight up try and go for lethal. I just hope to draw a Perfected Strike this turn. Double tap Perfected Strike. Good. That'll get it. I will take my Emerald Key, thank you, as well as a pair. Raise our max HP by 10. Hell yeah, let's get a ridiculous amount of max HP. Would I take a Snackaway after this? I think I would. Most of my cards, a lot of my cards, my most important cards at least, 2 cost. Double tap and giant Perfected Strike on turn 1? Yes! Of course, yes! Big yes. Okay, a lot of Perfected Strikes just went by, but also my deck is full of them, so chill. We'll be fine. Adding wounds to my deck is not hilariously awesome for us, though. Great. Enemy is purging this turn, but they're also making us weak, unfortunately. So my outgoing damage is significantly less. That said, I am going to be vulnerable when the enemy uses execute, but I also have all of the HP. I've just quickly checked and no one else has any HP. I just have all of it. Wild, right? I would take Bludgeon for the possibility that I find Snekawai after this, but it's too long of a shot. Didn't even find it. You cannot play more than 6 cards a turn. Doesn't affect us here. We almost never do. And that extra energy is so damn impactful for us. It's really important we take that. So I'm looking for most upgrades, as well as a good late shop, as well as as many normal combats as possible. So let's try here. Good kill. Take the max HP there too. Well, there's a twin strike that we probably take, but do I also take the shuriken? I think I do. No, because we just dropped giant perfected strikes on the enemy. Shuriken is a large amount of my money spent that doesn't actually really give me anything. Because 1 extra damage on top of 50 doesn't matter, right? So if I play many small attacks, and I actually played just like a couple of large attacks really with this deck. So it's probably Twin Strike. Card removal? Or just Twin Strike by itself. May just be Twin Strike by itself. I think in fact it is. I'm also going to elect specifically to go for these normal combats so that I can try and get more perfected strikes to build a more perfect strike. Good. It cancelled my turn right after I was done with it. No. Rage is actually really good here. Is it? I mean, it's 10 block for free in most hands. It's really good. Go to another shop. I actually suspect that's probably a good idea. Enlightenment is not bad. There are a lot of high-cost cards in this deck. But we also don't have that much draw, so I probably don't think we take that. Again, this actually looks like a relatively bad store. Question card. Future card awards have 1 additional card to choose from. I mean, there's only... there's a couple more selections. There's a shop next floor is the primary consideration that I'm making when I'm thinking about this, right? Let's remove a defend. It's just too bad at the moment. I think I take the Orichalcum as well. Fine. Let's kill the one doing the most damage first. Shrug it off. Shrug it off, shrug it off! If I played Offering, I'd only be able to play 1 card after it. That's fine. Yeah. Because I'm almost certainly getting a Perfected Strike and using that against the backliner. Beautiful. So now I only have to Perfected Strike the frontliner for our rightfully earned lethal. Oh, never mind. I can't do that. It's fine. So I'm just going to res them all here. Great. Great, 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 great. Obviously good. Totally fine with this. Yep. Thank heck we got that draw. My god. Battle Trance. Ooh, that helps some of our draw problems, but it also is a little bit of a problem with the Velvet Choker. It's not going to overlap too commonly, so I don't think it's a problem to take. Could be something to consider, that's all I'm saying. Double tap this giant perfected strike, and then just strike the enemy. Good kill. Dreamcatcher, whenever you rescue mana cards in your deck, as well as Twin Strike. Yep. This Maw actually might be more difficult than the previous enemy, pun not intended, but then in retrospect, kind of intended. Is that allowed? Ugh, 22. Thanks. Alright, so I want lethal this turn. That'll do. Ooh, another Shrug It Off. Probably going to take that. Definitely going to take it. Do I go for another Elite at this point? I think I do. I think I may as well. At this rate. Second Perfected Strike for the kill. For the kill. Ooh. Oh, wait, no, I can cast 2 more cards. No, we're fine. Cool. Woo! Lawbank upon pickup. Sorry, upon pickup. Whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold at the shop. Another double tap. Yes, actually, for this deck. No! Really? You're gonna give me Paper Frog versus the Sapphire Key here. I desperately want Paper Frog. 75% more damage rather than 25%. I'm taking it. Taking Paper Frog there. Hopefully one of these is a chest so that I can still try and go to the end boss. But if it's not, then I'm fine with it. This hits large numbers, and I like large numbers. Havoc is actually pretty good in this deck. Battle Trance number 2 in a deck of 34. Yes. Havoc, not so much. Havoc does play 2 cards, so it is a little bit worse for the sake of the Velvet Choker. Yeah, just lose that max HP. Okay, we did get another shot. It's fine. Card removal. Let's get the final defend out of here. Alright. Final Smith. I mean, these double taps do desperately want to be smithed, but they can't. It's Perfected and Rage, definitely. We're on scales. We can start each combat with 3 thorns as well. I know people will disagree, by the way. Like, I'm just constantly dwelling on it at this point. I know people will disagree with the decision not to go to heart here in particular, but like, this is my one legit A20 chance to have a perfected strike run. And the Paper Frog is something I desperately wanted for this run because I have vulnerability applied on turn 1 as well as vulnerability as a sub-theme in my deck. And cards that just deal a ridiculous amount of damage. It seems really important to me. Kill both the summons in turn 1. I'm gonna also double tap the Perfected Strike now. Seems necessary, you know? Woohoo! Rage, Perfected Strike, Twin Strike, Strike. Get 15 block from 0 energy there. Enemy down. I mean, Impervious is in my next 2 hands. That's really good. Impervious, shrug it off. Oh, that's good. Perfect block for the perfect turn. Let's Battle Trance first. I'm gonna bash, shrug. I need to set up that vulnerability on the enemy so that I can kill them in singular shots after this, right? Just like... It was gonna be a singular shot there if I drew double tap. Actually, it probably wasn't even if I drew double tap. Enemy's not vulnerable anymore. Please draw me into my lethals. I'm gonna play the offering first just in case. Enemy dies on me, I take 5 damage here. Ow. At the very least, I do get to use my 2 potions in the next fight. Well, 3. So we get the Power Potion first. Demon Form ramps us, but Barricade defends us, and the Impervious is in this hand. Barricade. Through the skill potion. Yeah, Ghostly Armor is fine. So it's Barricade, Ghostly Armor, Impervious, Battle Trance. Then just shrug, I think. Just build up 60 block. Trying to keep myself around for a while here. Alright, I'll bash and weaken and make vulnerable the final target. So obviously Donu is going to be my first mark here. Don't you dare not give me... Oh, you suck. Thank you for the perfected strikes. Exactly when I needed them. Game. That was my final turn to hit Donu with that vulnerability applied as well, by the way. Oh, look. Perfected strikes goddamn galore. If you got that one turn earlier, we would have won here. Well, maybe not one, but we would have had a chance. So yeah, that deck obviously suffered from the fact that it didn't have much defense. I would have taken every copy of Rage that I found, right? It was like repeatedly 15 block for us. I did take every copy of Shrug It Off that I found. Larger defensive cards like Flame Barrier, I did turn down one Flame Barrier. I expected I was going to be able to just outright blow up the targets. But in particular against Donu Decker, despite the fact that I had the Bag of Marbles and I had the Red Mask, so I removed 2 artifacts from the enemy at the start of each combat. Despite the fact that I had that, I still really couldn't dent them at the right times in particular. Yeah, Demon Form definitely would have been the worst choice for us there. We would have died instantaneously. But basically, as soon as we didn't kill Donu before Donu got its attack off on the second turn, we were already going to be dead. But for that exact same reason, I am very, very glad that I went for the Paper Frog. Because otherwise, it's possible, though not likely, but possible, that I wouldn't have gotten through the first A20 boss, and therefore, I would have been killing the run for the possibility of going to the heart, which just seems a little bit counterintuitive to me. For the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.